Well, good morning. Let's see if we can get this thing to work right this time. Hi, I'm George. Welcome to my channel. I've got another couple movie reviews for you, 3 of them. And just a minute, we'll get to that in just a minute. Remember, you've got to go subscribe, like, and share all my videos on this channel to support us and help us get to the goal that we're trying to reach. Well, I'm trying to reach this year, which probably won't happen the way it's going. I've also got the website. I've added a shopping list, Amazon shopping list for my affiliate marketing thing I've been trying to do. And the blog will have this video, this video the same. And better description than YouTube, because the blog gives me more words to say what I want to say about these videos, and to put part of the script in there to see what's going on. You'll have to excuse me. I've got a sore throat from all this smoke and not sleeping real well the last couple of weeks. So the movies we've got right now. 28 Days, which is a movie that came out in 2000. We're going to do Above Suspicion, which came out in 2019. And then we're going to do Jungle Cruise, which just came out last week. Well, it just came out so that I could watch it at home last week or a day ago, last week. But we're going to start with 28 Days. Now, 28 Days is a drama and a horror film, and that page isn't giving me all the information that I want on it. Sandra Bullock is a star. After getting into a car accident while drunk on the day her sister's wedding, she gets committed to a rehab center and chooses rehab over jail, extreme to resist. Anyway, she gets put into the rehab center, and at first she fights it. She's there for 28 days, and she gets through. It's a really interesting drama, and it's kind of a crazy thing. You know, the limo that she didn't, it's not just a car, it's a long car, 53 feet limo. Anyway, so she's plays an alcoholic in this one, and her boyfriend is also an alcoholic. Well, she ruins her sister's Lily's wedding by showing up late and devilishly devouring a drink, remembering. I can't even read my own thing. I know what I wanted to say. Rambling a speech and knocking over the wedding cake. You know, that was a funny part when she actually did that, knocked over the wedding cake. Intoxicated, steals a limo tires and tries to locate a cake store to replace the cake. The winds loosen up the control of the car. She crashes into a house and gives the choice between jail time and 28 days in rehab. She chooses rehab over the thing. They've got lots of actors and stars they're talking about. I'm not going to go through who's all in this movie, but this thing was, budget was $43 million to make this movie, which is low by today's standards. It grossed at the box office $62.2 million, so it did pretty good. Now she climbs out of a window trying to escape the rehab center, fractures a leg. She gets angry. she has to admit she's an alcoholic. It's one of those things that alcoholics have problems doing. Um, it's kind of interesting how they get her in group and all the other therapies, and she resists and doesn't have any fun doing it. Then, overall, this is a pretty good movie. She withdraws. She starts to make actual friends. Next morning, she calls. After she gets drunk after break-in, she calls her boyfriend. He comes to visit, and then she realizes she doesn't like him no more now that she's not drunk. The old story. This is in New York. It looks like they set this thing up in. So this is actually pretty good. It was released Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures made this, and they really did a good movie. I kind of like this one. While she's in there, she gets to know a baseball player guy, and they hook up, of course. Then towards the end of it, after it's over, she ends up going her own way and getting back into life and going to meetings and being all good with herself. She does make friends with a couple women in there, and one of them actually commits suicide by ODing while they're in there watching the movie, or in there. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to see how the friend got the drugs, but she got the drugs and ODs in their shared bathroom. Then, let's see, what else do I want to add to this? I'm getting a little longer on this one. Anyway, so that was a pretty good movie. I guess Rotten Tomatoes has a 33% approval rating, and based on the 85 reviews, the average is 4.86 and a tenth for this movie. So I guess people like it. It's more of a I don't know. I call it a date night flick because it's kind of a drama. It gets you thinking and it's interesting, and at the time it's kind of based on a real life. It may not be directly based on real life, but it's kind of based on real life, what people go through when they put themselves in that position. And a lot of people can relate to what this movie has to say. I recommend you go watch it, go buy it today. There'll be a link in the blog description for this. You'll have to go to my website, georgelawfrey.com, right here, and read the whole story about what's going on here. I'll put the picture as a link too in there, so you can go get multi-formats. I'll set it up so that you can get DVD, Blu-ray, or just watch it on the Amazon site, because it's the only place I got to send you to get it. So let's see if we can get another movie. I want to put in Above Suspicion. Oh, and I should have up over here the photos for these movies like normal. I don't know if I did or didn't. Okay, this is based on a nonfiction book. So the book was based on what actually happened in real life in a mountain town in, I can't remember. I want to say Montana, but it's probably not Montana. I'll figure it out as I go through this. But the book was released in the United States. Well, the movie was released 2019. But the book was released earlier than that, like 2000 something. You can get the book for this movie. Now, as this story starts, it's Kentucky, a small town in Kentucky. So the film was based in a small town in Kentucky where he makes mistakes getting involved with a local woman who is his informant, and a drug addict learns that they learns all to kiss their bad guy. This film was announced during the 2016 Tony Awards. Okay, that gives you the directors. Okay, so it's a running time of 110 minutes. I don't have the what the film costs or anything like that. So my script is really lacking. I didn't finish writing this one, so I'm just going to kind of make it up as I go. Because this is basically it's about a young lady that gets herself in trouble, and she keeps going off to other cities and ends up making mistakes and ends up having to come back to where she's at. She's involved with one of the local guys, and they're into drugs and guns and all kinds of stuff to sell. This is mainly about drugs and guns, this movie. It's really sad that this horror film. This film is made is put together on a real book, so this is kind of what actually happened in real life. Okay, this is a true story. Newly married, poster boy for the FBI. That's what the guy based in Kentucky. Yeah, it's really a interesting movie to watch. So I'm trying to get over here to find out what they call it: thriller, action, crime, and biography drama. So the girl gets involved with the FBI agent, and then they end up busting the guy they were after throughout the film. After a lot of problems they all go through, she ends up involved with the FBI agent, under the wife's nose. She helps him get all the drug dealers and all the people that he was after so he can get on with the FBI and his job. She gets paid. She's a paid informant, so she gets relocation money somewhere down the line. I thought it was a pretty good movie. It's kind of dark, but they're bringing this movie from a dead person's perspective, I guess you want to call it, because they show the bones of the woman they're talking about, and she's narrating and telling the story of what happened to her and how she ended up, pile of bones. In the movie, the FBI agent kills her, and he ends up going to jail, and his wife tries to wait for him and dies. And they never did say what happened to the kids in this scenario, but it's a pretty good movie. The informant is going through a lot of problems, always drugged out, high, beat up, doing things that, normal people wouldn't do for money. And, she gets involved with the FBI agent, and then towards the end she gets jealous of the wife, and how jealousy and revenge goes. She ends up in a bar fight. Then tracks the FBI agent down. It's actually a pretty good movie, and she ends up pregnant at the end of the movie. Well, at least she says she's pregnant. They didn't really prove she was pregnant one way or the other, but that's how these things work. And then the FBI agent, like I said, ends up killing the woman, and he ends up taking 14 years to jail time, admitting to it all. And he ends up staying in jail for 10 years or something like that, according to the movie. But I do highly recommend that you go and watch this movie if you haven't already seen it. Like I say, it is a 2019 movie, and I'm going to go to the movie you've probably all been looking forward to. and this is the new one, Jungle Cruise. Okay, Jungle Cruise is a Disney film that came out in 2021. It's a fantasy adventure film. It does have The Rock or Dwayne Johnson. And who is the co-star? What's her name? Oh, this is kind of a feminist-leaning tilt film. So I didn't get a whole lot enjoyment out of it, even though it is reasonably good. I'm only going to give it like 3 stars. So, this film is set in 1956. The Spanish conquistadors to South America looking for a tree that has petals on it that heals everything. The tree's flowers can heal all the illnesses, injuries, whatever they would die from at that time. Let's see, they took over, they went looking for this thing. They got killed because the jungle fought with them. The tribe that was guarding the tree and knew how to get to the secrets took them in, nursed them back to health. Then they survived. They were cursed and stuck close to the river, the Amazon River, and the jungle. They couldn't go very far. The jungle would bring them back. Then the actor that plays the Dr. Lily was set in London from 1916. Tears of the Moon research with her brother. And they went before the scientific community trying to get approval to go find this tree and, get all the social diseases and the diseases and figure out a cure for everything that ails them there in London at the time. She's the one that actually does most of the stunts. Dwayne Johnson doesn't do too many. He does a few, but not too many. It's kind of crazy how it works. Anyway, so she goes into her brother's getting turned down. She goes into the storage locker and takes an artifact from the library of the science ministry in London, and then she ends up traveling to the Amazon River where the Jungle Cruise is going on, and she ends up chartering him. And then he's having problems with motor with the local guy, and another bad guy at a U-boat chases him down, tries to find it, and sets his conquistadors friends that were trapped loose so that they can go help him find the tree. Everybody's after this tree, and with all the maps and everything else, nobody really knew where it was at until they figured it out, translated the artifact. He finds all the maps in Frank's cabin, which would be Dwayne Johnson. And he was a map person when he was with the conquistadors before they got cursed. So she finds the maps downstairs. She's got a big house cat, or a big boat cat, I guess you'd call it, a tiger or lion or something like that. Then they left the cruise. They blew up a building to jump a boat. Kind of all animated fun stuff. This is kind of animated and real life at the same time. They tell a lot of bad jokes on the Jungle Cruise. There's lots of fun things going on. It's really one of those movies that you want to watch once or twice, and you kind of know what's going on, and you don't want to watch it anymore. It's kind of one of those. Then they end up finding the place where the the flower tree grows. It's all rotten. They have to bring it to life. That's where the artifact comes into play. And then our captain, Frank ends up crashing his boat and gets himself and the other conquistadors trapped at the end. And it really seems like they had a pretty good time doing it. He ends up getting released from his curse, and then they both go back into London, and he learns how to drive a Model A car in London. And they left it off, happily ever after. It looks like they became a couple, the lady doctor and the captain. So that movie is fun to watch and all that, and it's nice that I got an early release to watch the thing. Since I have it in my collection, I'll be keep it in my collection, but I'm not gonna go out of the way to do too much more of talking about it. I will put links to it when the DVD actually gets released on the blog. For right now, there won't be too many links on it because there isn't any. But I will when the DVDs come out and the Blu-rays and the digital copies, all that stuff. I'll put links to it in the blog at georgelawfrey.com. So, okay, so we got that all taken care of. They're charging $29 for early release, and it's probably like $30 or $40 to go to the theater per person to watch it. This is a movie I say you wait until it comes to theaters, or if you got a Disney Plus account, go watch it there. I really wouldn't spend the money to watch it because they had a budget of $200 million to make the silly film, and then the box office was $189 million. So it didn't make what they spent on it. They didn't even break even. The release date was July 24th, 2001, and it is Disneyland Resorts. This is a Walt Disney Studio production, motion picture. Walt Disney Studio motion picture production. Disney movies are all fun. They're great for the kids. There's not a lot of adult content in there. They allude to it, but they don't do a lot of adult content. I think they rated this as a PG or even P. I don't know what the rating is on this movie. But if there is a rating, I'll put it on the blog, because I think it's a PG-13. It should be. Anyway, so it's a pretty good movie. Now, a couple housekeeping and paying the bill thing. I've been doing this affiliate marketing because I'm having trouble keeping jobs after this year. I've been through 6 or 10, something like that. Seems like I get in there and somebody decides they don't want me around because, I don't know. Well, let's see, one of them was I couldn't use hand sanitizer. One of them because I got dizzy and sick and couldn't work. There's a number of different reasons why I've lost these jobs. But, just hope that this current one, the way they're firing people, I don't expect to have it very long either. So I'm kind of hoping this marketing thing that I'm doing takes off. If I can stay afloat past the first of the year and I can get some kind of income other than the day job and start building my bank account back up to where it needs to be, so if I do lose a job, I don't have to worry about, pushing a lawnmower down the street and trying to make money that way, or taking a shovel out and shoveling driveways out when it snows. I'm getting too old for that kind of work, I think. But yeah, I just made some changes on the website. I kind of alluded to it, so you'll have to go to, georgelawfrey.com right here. And, let's put it up here this time. To look at the new changes. There is a back area where the shopping list is, the Amazon shopping list is. Right now I've only got one item. I've got to go in there and put more items. It'll be mostly the movies because, I like kind of movies. It'll be my collection. And I also changed my mind on just starting over because I've already done most of the movies and putting them in a 3 or 4 pack review type of thing like we just did. I'm not going to do that because it doesn't seem to really be getting a lot of attention. I want to try to knock it down to about 2 and see if I can get longer videos, and if I can afford to get a tablet, the next better tablet than the one I got, then I'll be using the teleprompter or even a TV screen, a small TV screen the same size as the tablet. Then I can just set the TV screen under the mirror and read off of there instead of actually having to look at my computer in my lap to see what I'm doing. So hopefully you subscribed and you liked and you stayed with this video throughout to the end. So I'm going to call this the end, and hopefully you stick around and subscribe and watch the next ones. We'll see you on the next video. Bye now.